So morning yogis, just begin either seated or lying down, whatever pose you prefer to start your practice in. I really don't mind either. Sometimes it's lovely just to lie down and let the mat support you. Other times just sort of sitting, it feels a little bit more meditative, and you can just close your eyes and tune in to your thoughts and feelings. So let's just take this opportunity to arrive and come into this practice that's yours, this space that is yours. And so begin by rooting down through the tailbone, through the soles of the feet. Take the roots deep into Mother Earth. And just noticing how you feel as you breathe. Breathing in, taking the breath deep to the belly. Feeling that wave move up into the chest. And then just a comfortable exhale. I think the beauty of coming onto our mats sometimes is that we do connect and we think about our breath, because 90% of the rest of the day we probably are very unconscious to it. That life-giving thing that we are doing all the time, breathing. But just bringing our awareness to our breath, it also is that wonderful way of anchoring us into the present moment that we're in. Tuning into what else we feel through our body. If there are little aches and pains, or there's areas of injury recovery, then just noticing and allowing it to be as it is. All is well. Healing. And we never know how long the process will be. If you have an intention already in your mind for your practice, that's great. Sankalpa. Otherwise, if one comes to mind as I just mentioned it, then you can draw an intention in. Perhaps it is to observe part of the body that has been painful. Maybe it is just to find how many moments of peace you can get through all of your poses today. So any of you lying down, just begin to hug your knees in. We'll come up for Zazen and some quiet meditation. If you're already seated and you just want to have a few moments to move and get comfortable, we'll sit for 5 minutes or so with meditation practice. And if you need something around your shoulders or to keep you warm, please do. The weather is cooling off a little bit. We're into autumn. The metal element and lungs and large intestine. So as you come up and just get comfortable, we're going to do mindfulness of breath. The 4 parts to mindfulness of breath. First part, we count on the end of the exhale, 1 to 10. So just 10 breaths, and then we count right at the end of the exhale. We switch that up for part 2, and then we count the inhale breath. Part 3, we let the count go. And then part 4, we just really tune into what we're feeling around the inside of the nostrils, how they may flare and sort of suck as we breathe, and the temperature that we're getting on the top of the lip. It's really quite a lovely way of coming into a meditation. So just rest the hands to Dhyana Mudra. Get comfortable, close your eyes, just have a few moments to settle, and then we'll begin. So part one, we'll count the out breath. So exhale and count one in your mind. Inhale, exhale, count two, carrying on. At the end of 10, just swap to counting the in-breath. Try not to rush. Enjoy the fullness of the breath. After 10, just release the count completely. And just breathe consciously. And as we move into the last phase, just become really heightened awareness of how it feels to breathe, the gentle flare of the nostrils, the temperature. Maybe you feel the little bit of blow over the top lip as you exhale. The movement of your rib cage. Just heightened awareness. Maybe you notice the coolness as you breathe in and the warmth as you breathe out. And we'll just take one more breath. And then ever so gently, just blink your eyes open. Notice how that felt. Feels different for me every time. I was really, really conscious and just sharing this with you in case you have this experience of the coldness coming up my nose, and I was sort of trying to find that level of where I could still feel the coldness on the inhale, and then kind of the sensation around the nostrils on the exhale. It's so curious. We breathe in and out all day. Yeah, it just takes a few moments to get us to that point where we can really enjoy the fullness and the mechanics of our breath. So just a little share of the wonders of us being human beings. Okay, so the first pose I want to take today is twisted roots. I'm going to use a pillow for knees, and I'm also going to today use another one for the opposite shoulder. So if there are issues with shoulders, and I know there are among some of you, that use as much padding as you want to, because you'll feel more relaxed. You'll be able to just let everything go a lot more than slight tension holding things in place. So lying down, bringing that left leg over the right, and we'll start to turn the body to the right hand side. And then just try and gently position that other prop behind your shoulder if you want to. Always takes me a few moments just to wriggle into this one. And then with a nice deep breath in and a sigh on the exhale, let's try and just relax all the muscles. Draw your attention to the inner thighs, around the groin, perhaps the backs of the thighs as well, where muscles can get really tense. Try and keep letting this go. And as you relax your feet and ankles, the calf muscles, you might notice a little bit of tension there as well. Starting to soften perhaps gently into your lower back. Keep relaxing the buttocks and thighs. And as we check in with the upper body, how does it feel through the shoulders and arms and the twist through the upper back? Can you relax the neck and your face? And then as before, let's draw our awareness to our breath. Consciously following the inhale and the exhale. Keep relaxing the thighs and buttocks. If you want to move any of the props, if you want to sort of slide the shoulder one away, then you can, just to ease a little bit more into the pose. Just see what feels right. Although the idea here is to become completely passive and surrender to this pose. If your body does feel tight or it's wound up, that might be something to explore. What's your inner dialogue? What can't you unwind from? Nice deep belly breaths. This is great for digestive system and your solar plexus and sacral root. Let's take a breath and gently come out. So that was 5 minutes, which we usually always do around sort of, between 4.5, 5 minutes. As you practice today, notice if 5 minutes in one pose feels so different from 5 minutes in another. So that's always another curious thing. Let's just take neutral. Have a moment here just to observe that twist from that perspective, this side. Opening up through our left side of the body, that's so the feminine energy. Enjoying being in your body today. Having that element of gratitude for what we can do, and ignoring what we can't do. Just praising what we can. As you lie here in this pause between the poses, just notice how you feel. Physically, emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. How does your soul feel in this moment? Perhaps this is the few moments that you get in the week where you're on your mat and you just feel so connected to everything that's around you. So let's draw knees in, have a moment just to have a little hug, rock on the spine. And we're going to come into the other side. Always to balance. May not feel the same, the pose may feel very different. And obviously different days. We're always different people, different days. So popping your cushion, the knee cushion to the left, shoulder cushion to your right, and then right leg over the left. Gently just rotate your body over or just roll over, whatever works for you. And allow yourself to be supported in whatever way you feel you need today. And relax. Again, try and really let go of the buttocks and thighs. That's always an area that I find is hard to keep released. There's always the tension that creeps back. You might notice that your digestive system starts to make noises here as well. It's just kind of the energy shifting within. Really let go of anything that's tense in your calf muscles, around your shoulders and upper back. Let the chin tuck in as you soften into the back of the neck. And enjoy the deep breaths here. It might feel like you're breathing a lot more into the right lung, that openness that we have, stimulating now the masculine side of ourselves. Trying to keep relaxed wherever you find the body tense. How does it feel to breathe into this side of the body? It's really stimulating for our gallbladder, this pose as well. And liver and kidneys. And at any time, if you need to come out of a pose before I do, please always exit and just lie in neutral. Keep relaxing. Observe your mind and the thought that was just floating through. Being the thinker of your thoughts rather than the thoughts thinking you. And so we'll take one breath and really slowly just start to unravel yourself and find neutral pose. And just feeling that lovely juiciness after the squeeze from that twist. How does your lower back feel, your sacral, your solar plexus sort of area of the body? Does it feel a little bit alive now, like it needed a little bit of stimulation? Gentle stimulation. Just letting that fade. Just gently, it's fading away now. And then we're bringing these in. Enjoy this moment. You don't have to rush through this little rock. Give yourself a little hug. Self-hug. We all need one now and then. And then we're going to come up into dragon. I haven't done dragon for ages, and don't worry, we won't hold it the whole 5 minutes. But it is good to keep trying the stronger poses. So I'm actually going to use a cushion under my left knee and we bring the right foot up. I'd suggest, unless you've got really comfy flooring, do support that back knee. If you've got a couple of blocks, that's always good as well. We'll use a couple of blocks for heart bench next, but it's nice just to rest the hands. So your right foot comes to the outside of your hands or your blocks. Notice how this pose feels, just gently coming into it now, whether there is a lot of tension and strain in the top of the hip flexors, the top of the legs. You can let the head just rest forward. Try and relax the buttocks and the thighs. That initial tension to hold the posture in place. As we surrender into it, we can just sink a little bit. Again, if this doesn't feel right or you've just had enough, please come out. Try and breathe. Let's take some conscious, deep breaths in this pose and just see if it becomes a little bit more acceptable. Sometimes it's good to get into these poses because it's challenging, and life can be challenging and our path can be challenging. So when we can deal with the pose and the breath, and it becomes easier, it's like a metaphor for life. Notice what parts you like about this pose or the parts that you hate. Is your belly tense, the front of the body, the abdomen? And we'll take a couple of breaths and ever so gently and really slowly come out. Let's take neutral. That was literally just probably 2.25 minutes. Wasn't very long. And every time you do that, that will feel different. Okay, let's find that juiciness after that strong pose. Tingling maybe in the hands where we've had pressure on the mat. Certainly round the hip creases, the tops of the legs. So just breathing into this, noticing where you're finding any kind of movement of chi in the body. Try and relax. Nice deep belly breaths. So let's draw knees in. Right one, then left one. Have a little moment to rock. Even doing this, I can feel that pose on the top of my left leg. Just noticing all these little parts that we don't normally notice in our day-to-day lives. And so coming up, we'll only do about the same, just a couple of minutes. So this time we're going to have the right leg back and bring the left leg forwards to the outside of your hands or blocks. And just gently allow yourself to sort of sink into this. Sometimes it feels a bit scary to really let go. And we can explore that thought and feeling as well, not just within the pose, but within life. So relaxing buttocks, thighs. Just let the head rock forward if that's comfortable. And just finding where you're happy in this stretch. Where are you on your threshold? Not pushing too far, but at a point where you can just feel a stretch. Relaxing your back calf muscle on the right leg. Focus on your breath. Just follow the inhale and exhale for a little while. Trying to keep relaxing the back thigh. And we'll take a couple of breaths. And gently start to move out into neutral. Keep your blocks handy if you've got them, because we'll use them for heart bench next. Could feel that more in my hands and arms that second time, that second side. So just noticing what you're feeling. The body might feel like it's got that balanced feeling now that we've done both sides of that dragon pose. As you close your eyes, maybe you'd like to imagine a big, beautiful silver dragon in your mind's eye. So as we relax, really try and let go of the lower back. Let the chin tuck in, soften into this easy, neutral pose. And just feeling what you feel. So when you're ready, let's again draw our knees in. We're going to come into heart bench. At the moment, I'm quite drawn to opening this heart centre, especially with everything that's going on in the world. There's not a lot we can do, but if we can open our heart and get peaceful and find that space in ourselves, then it encourages humanity. So with this pose, we have one block that aligns along the spine, and we lie on that behind the heart, and this one just for resting the back of the head. So take a few moments to just find where you're happy with this block. It always takes me a minute or two to, not a minute, a couple of seconds to find where I can tolerate it. And then after a while, everything kind of just softens and you get used to this feeling. And just allow your arms to rest wherever they feel comfortable. This is a really lovely pose for your heart and your throat center. So all yin poses, because they're floor-based, are very connected to balancing our root chakra, Muladhara. Twists work with solar plexus and sacral. This, our heart and our throat. As we lie here, just settling into this pose and noticing what we're feeling, I like to sort of imagine that my heart is like a room that has doors on it. And if you want to join me in this visualization, you can, where this room is full of pink mist for unconditional love. And while I have this opportunity to just feel, just send that lovely pink mist all around the world. Not just places of conflict, but just everywhere. And let your mind rest on certain people. Just surround them with this beautiful pink mist. Areas can be surrounded by a beautiful pink mist. Just whatever feels intuitively right for you. And if you can get to a place in your mind where you feel like you've covered the entire planet in beautiful pink mist, symbolic of unconditional love. And if we all do this as a collective, it's sending out some love in this moment, that's all. So as we breathe here, feeling our chest open with the mechanics of the breath, pushing our heart forwards. And when you consider sending this lovely pink light out to everybody, please also surround yourself. Self-love, love starts within. How does this pose feel for you today? Is it a welcome pose or is it awkward? How does your heart feel? Half-hearted, full-hearted, or empty-hearted? Just consider where you are. So just with another few breaths here, draw that lovely pink light back around the earth, around yourself, around your loved ones, around strangers. And you can just leave that lingering there all day. So lifting the head, support the body as you come up, nice and slowly. And then just moving blocks away, let's come down and just feel into this heart space. Sometimes in yin, these poses or certain poses may trigger emotions for you, so always allow whatever comes out to flow. It's quite handy to have a box of tissues near you if something just kind of overwhelms you or comes to the fore. Moving the body in these ways allows stuck emotion to come out, which is perfect. So we'll draw our knees in. And we're going to come into waterfall, raising the legs. I like to use a little cushion just to sort of wedge underneath the buttocks. A lovely restful pose. So we did the more strenuous poses at the beginning of the class. I always like to wind down to something softer. If you've got something you can swing your legs up against, like a wall, please by all means use that. If not, then just legs in the air, waterfall pose. And here we can tune into our third eye and our crown. So a really lovely chakra balancing practice today as well. As you gaze ahead between your brows into your third eye space, maybe you see indigo or purple. They are the third dimensional colours of that chakra. If you're working or moving into a fifth dimensional space, then the third eye and the crown would be crystal. So just taking some lovely soft belly breaths here. And just enjoying the rise and the fall of the belly and the chest. Just checking in with your mental dialogue, what's going through your mind. What's the energy of your thought? Is it a positive vibration or was it less than positive? Our thoughts become things. So to be very conscious of our thoughts throughout the day and to be mindful of whether we are attracting what we want in life or we are attracting what we don't want through our thoughts. It's difficult. But when we remind ourselves, we can be a little more conscious. So we'll just take another breath here and lower the knees, lower the feet, bend the knees. Have a moment. We're going to come into neutral, and then I just want to give you this opportunity to think about what pose you'd like to do next. So yogi's choice. What do you feel like your body needs? And this can be such a big question sometimes. Do you feel like you need to kind of fold forward or slightly arch back with maybe a bench pose lying over the cushion? Does butterfly feel like the right pose for opening gently through the hips? Perhaps seal, a gentle back bend, a bit like Sphinx. child's pose, a seated forward fold. What does your body need? Or maybe you just want to come to seated and sit in like an easy pose. So many choices of the yin poses. So let's just draw our knees in. You might have one in mind, you might still be thinking of one. Let's come into a pose that your body just navigates into for you. Try it. It might not feel right. You might want to move or change something. And we'll just take a few moments here. Listen to your body. If it needs to shift into something else, then that's okay too. But whatever pose you've chosen, try to be passive, relax all muscles that you can. Use a bolster, use your blocks, pillows. And just breathing deeply. Just maybe have a little word with yourself. Why did your body want to choose the pose you've chosen? Was it a physical reason of relieving something? Or was it an emotional feeling of coming into a certain shape? A protective shape or an open shape? Were you drawn to a pose because it stimulates a certain chakra in some strange way? So when you're ready, just take a breath and gently come out of the pose that you chose. Was it the right pose? How does it make you feel? Let's come into neutral just for a moment before we then relax fully. I thought I wanted butterfly, but I came into kind of more of a child's. And just breathe. Enjoy these conscious breaths. Let's just say a little affirmation to ourselves in our mind. I love my body. I love me. I love my body. I love me. Say that to yourself a few times throughout the day. Just feel your heart open a little bit. So, coming into relaxation now. If you want to hug knees in and come up to seated for seated relaxation, you can. If you want to remain lying down and pull a blanket over you, whatever feels right. I'm going to pull an angel card today. I'm really drawn to my angel cards at the moment. Like a little lottery of what's going to be given. We all love a little bit of a boost, a message that may or may not resonate. Sometimes it does in some strange way, but later on in the day, something that might get said may return to your mind. So, oh, one fell out. And if one falls out, I always take that. Okay, this is Isabel. So as you relax to your mat, get comfortable, get warm. Isabella, yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. So the additional message, in answer to your question, yes, this situation is everything you hoped it would be. It is still a good idea to keep your eyes open and pray for angelic assistance along the way. Even ideal situations require adjustments as you move forward. However, we angels foresee smooth sailing in this decision. The opportunity is even more favourable because of the timing. Several pieces of the puzzle have now fallen into place. You have also learned some invaluable lessons and have prepared you. Your patience has paid off, and now it is time for you to reap the rewards. Take bold steps while listening to the wise guidance of your heart as you move forward fearlessly. Lovely. The timing is right. Just have a little while now just to be still, be with your thoughts, relax, just be. Without opening your eyes, just draw your awareness back to your body. Maybe just follow with intention the next few breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And just enjoy that whole length of breath. Feeling our body. And with your eyes still closed, if you just want to start moving fingers and toes gently, perhaps just turn the head a few times. And if you're lying down, hugging knees in, take your time here, just gently rock, there's no hurry. Commune with your body, listen to your body, tune in. What do you need for the rest of the day? Nurturing, stimulation, peace and quiet, time to think. What do you need? And see if you can draw that into part of your day. So coming up to seated when you're ready. Taking a few moments again to just stretch if you need to, roll the head. Feel into your body. I love my body, I love me. Let that repeat in your mind. It will always raise your vibration. So bringing your hands to your heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.